La-di-da-da. Older, he's been to the barber shop. It's the older half past I like to call it minuit. Marzipan last week was very kind to point out the run of smug thumbnails that I've been using, and I think it's only fair that we have a look at today's, have a closer up look at it. And I just want you to know, the oi polloi are in nice and early, the riff raff are, the rest of them, you get in early or you miss. This is the kind of trying to get a bit more of my very sensual body in, but it's all about angles. Go like that. I go like that. That's that for proportion. Shame about the table on the ceiling. Imagine it's like a table on the ceiling. So this is a Whispering Chill stream spectacular for the no one in here who hasn't been here before. That means no clips, no memes. Kevin, are you here? If Kevin isn't here, I told him I'd email him, bless him, and I forgot. Hello, Anglo. Good to see you. Hello, Rags. Marzipan's in. Billy Blogs is on the phone. Always nice. I fell asleep while he was cutting my hair. I am so knackered. I've literally... The missus cooked today, which was wonderful. I took yesterday off because I knew it was a bank holiday in England. So I thought, I won't work Monday. E-commerce doesn't stop though. I know, Colt, you always ask for them, but Mr. Python, we do. Oh, don't tell me that's not working. We do say and search though, so things do occur, things do appear. But I can't do it all the time. Rags supplies plenty of clips, and Kevin's been supplying some wicked memes and a couple of clips, and Jack London chips in occasionally. But it's just it's either nothing or a chill stream occasionally, because I've just finished work. I've thrown down some cheese and crackers, and I've got to do some writing. Let's have a look at this thumbnail quickly so we can just enjoy it. Oh, come on. My mouse is playing up now. It's been playing up all day, which is annoying. I just want to check out my boat race on this thumbnail. Have a look at that. Can I just draw attention to the arrow that I... Now listen, before we move on, can we just understand that is actually me? So while it might be humorous, stroke, unappealing, repulsive, some would say, to you, I mean, I do like the way I look. I've managed to cross that hurdle that society starts pumping into you around. Well, these days, about 5 years old. But I'm very happy with my appearance. But you're not allowed to do that. You are not allowed to do that. And Chrissy, I don't think the machine gives you a VART for a super sticker, but I'll do your little manual here. I'll check it. Shit the bed. If anything's going to wake up the missus, it'll be the VARTs. Oh, thank you, Chris. The other night, when me and the missus woke up, thank you, Chrissy. I really appreciate your donations. You donate nearly every stream, if not every, and more than once as well. Really appreciated. Really appreciated. Pags says it's a face crime. Willow says the Ming the Merciless is all the rage now. I'm not like Ming, am I? I thought I had more of quite an approachable face. Oh, that's not a good angle. Still not. Oh, I'd like it. I'd like it about there. Yeah. So when I woke up in the morning, the missus said, "What time do you end up going to sleep in the end?" I said, "About 4 o'clock." Hello, Skin and Tonic. Nice to see you. And she said, I said, I've done a bit of writing. I've done a YouTube. She said, yeah, I heard it. And she didn't say VART because she doesn't know what VART is. but she had to do an impression of the noise because that's how she went. She went, yeah, I heard it. I was cracking up. Oh, yeah, that's it. That's it. So I'm going to leave that slightly louder than perhaps it should be, so that she can get the odd peripheral vart. Hello, Baz. Nice to see you. Keys to the Kingdom's on the firm. Honey Monster coming in there at number 2. Jared's there. 2 furlongs to go. 42-42 with something behind. Joan Jackson. Hello, Joan. Been a while, darling. Lulu. John. Rags. That's lovely. Yeah, it's good stuff here, isn't it? Good stuff. I miss it. Like, what have I done? 1 day off, 2 days off? Really feels like about a week. Don't touch base with the scrubs, and I'm all a little bit. Whoa, really? It's quite bizarre. Hello, Mr. Custard. Good to see you. Hello, Anglo. Almost a soy face. Thankfully, surely that you can see there's enough irony in there to keep the almost. There's an arrow at the smile. Brad said that I think it was the other one I used, that one of the newer ones, said it looked like someone selling detergents. You know, this is how these things go. So girlfriend got a passport. I know. 64 pages are standard. 64 pages. English one's something like 30. And if you want to upgrade it to 50 pages, you have to pay more. What? How do you measure the success of a nation? You know, it's all very well, like everyone out here when they talk. Hello, Arklow. Nice to see you, son. Oh, yes, yeah. That's hence the whispering stream. Hello, Rob. It's all very well, you know, out here the average wage, monthly wage, I mean, it's going up slowly even since I've been here, but it's about $250, and that'll be, you know, 8, 9, 10-hour day shifts, 1 day a month off, sometimes 2 or 3, but the regulars, like just one Sunday you get off. And you tell them how much people in England earn, and they're like, wow. And then you say, yeah, but you can get a cup of coffee out here for 30 cents. You go into a coffee shop in England and you'll be looking at £5 or £6, which in dollars is like, what, $8? And they're like, wow. I said, yeah. And I said, and I haven't done the maths, but I'd suggest that if you were to do the maths, house or rent, but mortgage, rent, clothes, food, you know, I think if you were to do it, I wouldn't be surprised if so-called poorer countries come out on top in metrics that you wouldn't necessarily consider. It's interesting. Hello, Mr. Cray. How's the old tooth going? Toothgate hasn't resolved itself. Is it still hurting? European housewife, hello, darling. Always a pleasure. Henry Hill, he's just said hellos. Just get them all out. Sweet. It's all about technique. Picard, always a pleasure. Hello, what's the name? Well, I said hello to you, Mr. Sump. John Amory says that my missus loves a Vart. We all love a Vart. Come on. Is it the smug filter? Yeah, originally I was just going like this. And I just pressed it and it went. I can't even do it now. It's a tricky thing to do though, you know, hold a camera and sort of make a thumbnail picture. You know, the tests are in on thumbnails, and if you do a soy face, you'll get more views. That's if YouTube dare to show your video. So, you know, I could probably do blank thumbnails and get as many people because they don't show my channel anyway. So, but if you do a thumbnail and you go, you'll get more hits. That's you know, that's not even up for debate. It's a well proven fact. Just sort of go, you'll get them. That's where we are as a people. Hello, Vincent. How are you? What's the Khmer word for fart? Well, for fart, I know, but not fart. For fart, it's palm. Palm. Sort of a little bit like the old Spanish commie freedom fighters. Sort of POUM. Palm. Or you can say, but you'd sort of say palm na. Na, meaning more or much. Palm na, or palm claim na. Palm very much. Let me tell Kevin I'm streaming because I told him I would. I can't do this all the time. We will watch a bit of Mark Dice. There you go, Colt. We're going to watch a bit of Mark Dice. Is Kevin even in here? Yeah, we'll watch a bit of Mark Dice because it's very funny. Let me just get it up on YouTube. Right, that's C Colt Python. That's ready and waiting. Bit of what we talked about the other day, so that's nice. Have I said hello to you, Wookie, or were you just nasty to me? It's serious. Great stuff. I watched Morrissey performing that on Top of the Pops. Very strange. John says it's the face of a man who's coming home. Good Lord, the poetics, John, the poetics. Hybrid car salesman. Ringers. Cole said the people are the nation, but are they? I don't know. I think I think that I had that one and then it got an erection. I can't be topping up so much water when I'm streaming, so I've got a bigger one. Which will probably mean I'll just drink more and then fill it up more, and also need to go to the wee. I think there's a bit of culture. I think the people have to express something, don't they? Because otherwise, how do you find who is and who isn't in that people? You know, if you talk about an ethnicity, well, what is an ethnicity? It's like your culture, your language, your history. So the people become more like a nexus for those things. You know, I agree with you, of course, but if you took away one of those elements, I think like the culture, I think culture is really powerful, which is why the leftards have absolutely attacked our culture. Western European culture is under attack. It's not allowed to be exclusive, and culture is meant to be exclusive. You know, you're not allowed to offend people. It's not inclusive enough. Or it fucking shouldn't be. Culture is not meant to be inclusive. It's designed to be exclusive. Hello, Planet X. Nice to see you. Hello, John. Otto says, I know how you measure free fall decline. Look at England's history since the 90s. Yeah, it's PB and AB, isn't it? It's no, BB and AB, before Blair and after Blair. Yeah, I agree, Cole, but what makes a Cambodian? You know, imagine there was a Cambodian and he grew dreadlocks and listened to Rastafarian music, stopped being a Buddhist and started worshipping at the altar of Jah Rastafari, I, Haile Selassie, started speaking in a different language. So different language, different culture, different religion, different appearance. Is he still Cambodian? And if everyone were to do that, or if 50% of the population were to do that, is Cambodia under threat? You know, I think it gets kind of complex because I think it's a multiplicity of things. Yeah, today was very ridiculously hot. John says it's called purchasing power parity, that calculation you're talking about. There you go, that makes sense. Nice one, John. Yeah, I can understand why it would be called that. Hello, Numpty Bumpty. Well, this is absolutely lovely. 100 people in. You're right with the whispering tone. And look, we will watch some clips. And I'm sure I'll dig some stuff out. Say and search. You lot have always got enough suggestions. I'm sure Niggling Billy will drop a couple of free Bob entropies in with some links. Is the Niggler's in, isn't he? Tooth is all right-ish. I can't believe how long you're letting this live. Get to the bleeding dentist and get it ripped out or whatever. Treated. Have a nice Goldie. Hello, Scott's Armour. Nice to see you. Been enjoying your content. Hello, Ben. Emma G's on the firm. Colonel Custer's talking to Willow there because Willow's got many scents. Willow, I think might have asked you before, but do you own an original bottle of Green Irish Tweed? I don't. Do you vote on first dates? Does your mum own entropy? Oh, I'll tell you what. I've been talking. Me and Dennis have little chats on Skype, and the Rod Stewart song that isn't. He didn't write it. I didn't know that. I don't want to talk about it. And I learned it on the guitar. It's easy. It's not like I learned it on the guitar. It's just, what is it? G, D, A minor, E minor, and something else. But the girlfriend loves it. Loves it. I've still got to sing for Mrs. Me in it, but I was trying to learn, what is it? It was so difficult. And then that bloody, what was his name? Josh, who disappeared. He was a funny one. Nice bloke, though. Talented bloke. He was one of those ones who exploded onto the scene. Richard the Lionheart realised that there's a lot of weirdos on the scene and that the sacrifice... I don't know why he left. This is largely conjecture and presumptions. But, suddenly thought, I don't know about this, and opt it. I think Rags or someone said they see him in the occasional chat. But having a YouTube account and saying what you think on the internet ain't as easy as it looks. Bit of advice from Mr. D. Don't practice soy face in the mirror. It can irreversibly stick. Well, I think you said a bit too much about yourself there, Rob. Hello, Paul Squire. Chris, what do you use for your thumbnails? I pay some bloke to do mine as I'm hopeless. Well, I'm hopeless, which is why I use Paint Shop Pro version 8. Yep, you can get it off the internet for free. And I just get into doing the same thing for a while, and sometimes I'll fiddle about with it. Fiddling about. And yeah, I mean, they only take me about 10 minutes to make. Hello, Jared. Look at the crypto channel thumbnails. Bunch of open mouth soys. Look, he's put it with an eye. Nice. Pound. How do you say I didn't fart? Well, you wouldn't. You'll just say, you just say I did. I just say I did. No, what I tell my missus, if I palm and she catches it, doesn't sound right, does it? I just tell her it's my bum saying I love you, and she giggles for hours. So job's a good one. Hello, mental health. What an interesting person you are, calling yourself mental health. We talk about a bit of that stuff on this manor quite regularly, actually. Dice has absolutely been on fire. It's quite incredible that he's still up. Who's palmed? Yeah, he's too good, man. He really knows how it's working. Hello, Lumi. Nice to see you. Look at all those people. I didn't even suggest the scrub said hello, but they know a new boy and they'll say hello. Yeah, say hello to mental health and MH in the chat or something. It'd be nice. No, you're all right, son. I know that. Good Lord. Hello, 42. How are you, son? Watched your video as well. Arklow says that my thumbnail face looks like the face of the executive who approves the POS quotient in TV ads. Good Lord, you get me in all sorts of trouble. I am well, yeah. I've worked, I took yesterday off. I've been getting, I don't know how long you've been lingering or lurking around here, but I've had quite a lot of headaches recently and and migraines, but both. And they wiped me out for a day and a half. So I've been spending less. I work online, I do YouTube online, I write online, and it can be sometimes 16, 17 hours a day. And so yesterday I just took the whole day off. Lovely, but like I say, e-commerce doesn't stop. And so today I had to work twice as much. Hello, Glenn. How are we all? Not playing Champions League next year? How are you? Yeah, there are some guests coming on. I don't know who, but I'm always asking people. Weirdly, I asked Gavin Bobby and he kind of he blew me out. And I thought, if I upset him, it was one of those ones. And then I just thought, well, okay, hang on a minute. Maybe he just doesn't want to associate with me because I talk a lot about stuff that might damage his reputation. I just sort of thought, okay, we've always got on, but okay. And then I sent him another email just because because I donate to him on Patreon. I got his newsletter, his monthly newsletter, saying all the wins he's had, all the mosques that he's stopped from getting built, and the towns getting taken over. And he wrote back and thanked me for my gentlemanly email and suggested maybe coming on. So I'll have Bobby on. I quite like him because he's got. I'm all over this clear pill lark. I think that multiculturalism, and I know this is going to sound ridiculous, but I think it will sort itself out because it doesn't work. Now, does that mean we shouldn't sort it out in advance and save a lot of trouble and hassle, money and lives? And I mean lives, not only people dying, but lives being wrecked. Of course not. But human what? Amazing at 24 minutes. Not that I didn't not forget yours. I did not forget yours. That's a not Gonzo not forgetting, Chrissy. I know that is. That's my man Fraser. So yeah, there's a few guests. It might be time to get Tim the fighter pilot back on, but Bobby has suggested it. No Chance has been on the cards for a while. I think I've just got to write to him and get a date. That'll be a good chat, I think, with No Chance. I want to talk to him about. He's he's had 2 kids in the last few years, so I want to talk to him about changes in his life and now it's affected him as a man to now have a couple of very young children. So that'll be interesting. I'm always trying to get guests on, so we will be doing that. Hello, hoax. We've lost parts of it. But I don't think it's lost because I don't think it works like that. It's not like land and trenches, is it? Hello, hoax. Hello, Hightower. Hello, Mr. Magnon. Well, it makes sense, Colt, doesn't it? It's one of the stupid things about culture should be inclusive. That its main function is to distinguish you from people who aren't you. As soon as you make it inclusive, it's like making a paddling pool with a big hole in the side. But the point being, humans collected in groups of people who are very similar to them. That's what happened. You can socially engineer that as much as you can socially engineer against that. But we all know there's no melting pot like London. London's not a melting pot of cultures. People are more separate in London now than I think they were when I was growing up. You know, the more you force it, the more you get, the more you get the backlash. It's just going to be a generational thing rather than what the wise move would be. Just fucking hell, that was farting loud. I wouldn't be surprised if she don't stick her head out the bedroom door and say, "Can you turn that vart down?" I'd be so happy for that. Sorry, love, I'll turn the varts down. Speaking of varts, old JC, you know JC, not dual citizen, the mysterious JC. He smashed the cocktail. And I'll let him tell me if I can tell you that it's not a big story, but he lives the life, that one, I tell you. Absolutely tuned in. I was well, Jill. Hello, Gary. Nice to see you. Let's have a look at Matt's super chat, and then we'll deal with Jared's. I've got to remember to do them when they're sent, because otherwise. Yes, I certainly agree with you, John. I think the normies are a bit. I think they're not waking up as such. They know what's been going on. There's two things that have got to happen. They need to shed the guilt, which is part of the attack, and they need informing. You know. Let's. Hello, Busterbrook. Nice to see you, mate. You're lurking. Hello, La. Hello, Della. I just want to get. If I haven't said hello to you yet, people, I will do. Hello, we ain't having it. I'm always writing my book, but I'm writing my Substack as well. So I'm building an audience. You can, my Substack links in the description. In Seven Spastics, I wasted about 4 hours. One of them was just 2 lines. I thought it'd be interesting to have 2 lines. Just how would you tell this story in as few words as possible? Like in amongst all these other ones that are like 600, 700 words per spaz. How would you tell it in just, how would you summarize it? So you know, if the story was, say, you were putting up a thatched roof and you had a bifter, fell asleep, set fire to the roof and nearly burnt yourself to death, you'd summarize it as, you know, well, like I just told you. So I thought it might be nice to slot one of them in. A story that hasn't got a lot going for it, but if you can just, because it's hard to explain. There's no point writing 700 words when, if I can give it to you in one line, you'll crack up because you'll understand the whole story just from this one line. And then I thought, well, hang on, how about a haiku? You know, the Japanese verse, which is 5 syllables, 7 syllables, 5, if I remember correctly. And so I thought, no, do a haiku rather than just 1 or 2 lines. Do it as a haiku. So when you're reading through your 7 spastics, you get to spastic 5 and it says 5. And then it'll be a haiku. But I wasted about 4 hours. It's bloody difficult. But I might try the haiku again. Because there's something poetic and beautiful about a haiku about, I don't want to ruin it for you and tell you, but obviously there's a spastic involved and me, and shall we say something sensual, but in a haiku it would be lovely, and then underneath just have a haiku. But you know, it's like a race against time. Well, writing a haiku is like a race against space, and it took me hours as well. Della wants to know why I'm so quiet. I got the old ball and chain in the back when I sleep, and I. But yeah, we ain't having it. I've never stopped writing my book. I mean, it's on the final edit. Once I get through it and it's nearly there, goes to my editor, he chops it to pieces, it gets published. But I'm just not saying when it's going to come out. Right, I think that's Fraser. Hello, Mr. Natras. Nice to see you. Oh, there you go. Mental Health got his lovely welcomes in the end. Hello, Mr. Bontoft. We're going to have a look at that one. It's a nice place here, Mental Health. It really is. I mean, you don't have to agree with anything I say or anyone else says, but just be respectful, have a bit of integrity about your comments. And, you know, if you disagree, explain why, and everything's groovy. A pleasure to have you. I try and stream at least once a day. Right, like I said, I think Fraser, there you go. Oh, capitalised Fraser. Thank you, Fraser Hoyt, for that donation. YouTube won't let me post my chat, so I posted it on the regular chat. I don't know what that means, Fraser, but it wouldn't let you post it, but I don't understand. Nice one on the donation, though. If you can let me know. Planet X calls him Bobby. It's Big Balls Bobby. Come on, you know that now. Exactly that, Barney. Exactly. Well, you can, but you lose. Now it's Big Balls Bobby. Bloody hell. By next month, it'll be complete someone else altogether. No, I won't do that. That was difficult, wasn't it? Good Lord. Good Lord. I hope for so much more. Yeah, he's got a very dry sense of humour, hasn't he, Arklow? He's a nice bloke. I mean, the fact that he said he'll come on and talk to me, I always have that always tells me something about these people. By these people, I mean other people. Well, I emailed her. Someone said that she hasn't fallen out with me. She said she hasn't, but it certainly feels like she has. She doesn't talk to me. If you're watching this, DOA, or if anyone ever sees you in a chat, tell her to email me, chris@chrisdangerfield.com. It was a shame, wasn't it? What? Maybe I just over-hassled her for streams. I used to ask her every day. I really did. Do you want to stream today? But, you know, she's not an idiot. She could and regularly just went, nah. But I do miss her. I really miss her. This is what Matt said. Thank you, Matt, for the donation. To save the West, we need a birth rate of 2.1. Most Western countries are below that, except the USA. Yeah, but I don't know why. Thank you, Matt. I don't know why. I don't know why the West should be in a breeding competition. Why can't we just breed how we are? If you're not competing with people who've come to your countries, then why would you have to compete with birth rates? We're only in a birth rate competition because, you know, I think if the situation was different, if house prices went down, if there was more work available, all the things that actually you'd get from a more community-based, a different culture, a different society, I think birth rates would go up anyway. You know, people aren't encouraged to breed. They're not encouraged, and it's not an encouraging environment either. Now, I also understand your point that you need to replace yourself, but I think they'd go up. But when you know you can't afford a nice house, you're not going to get a garden. It's not looking too great out there. People are, I don't know if I want to put a child into this environment. Every time I hear it. Thank you, whoever made that donation. 116 of you lovely bastards. Hello, ST3. Nice to see you, my man. Hello, Broken Silence. Fucking hell. I've got to turn that down a little bit. That's only fair. Look at Lulu absolutely cracking up at the fucking VAR. Yeah, I jump out my skin. But it also is lovely, you know. It's very nice that people support the channel. Hello, Bertie. Excuse me. But yeah, 7 spastics. I might finish it after this stream. I'm not going to do a 3-hour stream tonight. If I reckon I could finish it, not properly edited though. But I don't properly edit my Substacks anyway. I'm desperate to get it out because I think you're going to absolutely love it. That's why I want to get it out. I honestly think you're going to have a field day with it. Matt, thank you for that. Good gosh, that's got to stop. Come on. There's a difference between a VAR and a ring-a-ding-a-ding-dong than a Shangri-La. than a no. Where are we? Oh, good Lord. Did I say hello to you, Charlie? I thought you might. So Willow does have Creed's Green Irish Tweed. Is it? I mean, I've smelt it, and it is fantastic. Does it last, Willow? Has it got staying power? I'm not going to buy any. I can't afford that. But I've got someone who might be able to get me some samples. But I have to tap her up for samples, you know, few and far between. And I'm just wondering what to get. I'm still doing pretty well with the old Santal from, what is it? I can't remember now. I'm thinking of Pharmacy Lagar, who I talked to today. Hello, Mr. Manny Moo. I thought it was 2.4. Hello, Mr. White. Hello, Schrodinger's cat flap. A quick hello and goodbye. See you next time, maybe. See you later, Schrodinger's cat flap. That's very kind of you to drop that in. Nice one. See you later. Hope you're well. I think there's a lot to be said about that, John. Doesn't feel like home. Doesn't feel safe. Doesn't feel. It's a shame, really, because the solution is the problem. You know, were we to breed, were we to generate wealth, were we to start looking after ourselves and our appearances, it would, you know. But we've been demoralized. That's what's happened. We've been demoralized. Intentionally, of course. As Billy Bloggs says, doof, I show his donation where he says this. Uncle Dangerfield, did you get my email? Have you got a plan for this stream, or do you want tangential shit? 2.5 kids is the reproduction, is a replacement reproduction rate, Chris. I never have a plan. Thank you, Billy, for that donation. I never have a plan for the chill streams. I'm all right for tangential shit, to be honest with you. We just sometimes just have a chat. But if things come up, that's when we see them, you know. Oh, so mental health has been tipped by Mr. White. Interesting. I don't only stream like this. There's 4 types of streams we do. This is a chill stream where we just chat. I just talk to people. Nice. And we might look at the occasional clip if it comes up. Like the other day, we started talking about fishing for catfish using your hand. Then I'll interview someone, get a guest on, or there's a clips and meme stream. They're the bigger ones that take loads of work. And then that's it. Guest, chill stream, interview, meme stream. There you go. Hello, Matt Zucker. Nice to see you. Good to know. Nice one, Robert. Nice one, mental health. Billy says loud things, and then he says, "What is dinging?" Yeah, but Lulu, it's so good. Look, I know I done it with Whatever Happened to Hunting, but Whatever Happened to Hunting was good. I think we can all admit, everyone who read it was like, okay, that was worth waiting for. Then I done it with Lizard Jane, but Lizard Jane was good, right? Yeah, yeah. But Seven Spastics has got, I mean, what an excellent idea. I love my writing. Yeah, and I should as well. Why would I do it if I didn't? You know, there are times when I don't, of course. Oh yeah. Jeffrey Sharla. He came on and talked about addiction, but that addiction stuff is his sideline. Psychiatry, mental health. You might enjoy that actually. I don't know why you've called yourself mental health, but if that's your field, Jeffrey Sharla spent his life debunking psychiatry, not psychology, not psychoanalysis, not psychotherapy, psychiatry. And he's going to come on and tear the arse out of it. He's a good lad, Jeffrey Sharla. Nigel, I will. What now? I will say that's Anglo. I know that's Anglo. I only say that not because I'm psychic, but I get to see a little hint up the top there, and I know that pink A. I will do, but it's harder than you think because you've got creative decisions to make. One, do you read it? Yes, I have to. I just can't have someone else reading it. Two, if I read it, am I going to stick to the text or am I going to start improvising and adding stuff? It will be almost impossible for me not to just because of the way I think. That wasn't meant to be, because of the way I think, but I'll just get excited and go, well, I didn't put it in the book, but you know what? So an editor, I'll have to talk to someone who deals in audiobooks and get some advice on it. But, you know, the book's probably going to be about 110,000 words when it's finished. That's quite the recording job. That ain't easy to do. That's going to take a few days in a studio. You know, I'm not sitting around fucking around with Audacity and this microphone. You know, I'll have to get a recording studio and then I'll have to get it produced and edited. And apparently there's ways you do it where if you fuck up, you just say stop and they put a little beep in so that it's an easier job for the editor. But yeah, you know, the thing about my writing is it's very much about it being words. There's things that won't translate to speech. But Nigel, why isn't reading your thing? That's a terrible shame. Why don't you try some? It's brilliant. Reading's brilliant, man. That's a terribly sad. But it's your choice, though, of course. If it's what makes you happy. Yeah. Hello, resisting the lies. Yeah, I can't do with black pills anymore. I think I've got a good enough grasp of what's going on to not know too much more about it. It's not a thing, it's of art. Maureen Danson is lurking in the kitchen. Maureen, how do you feel about that, Morris? How's the transition going? Jared wants to breed more. Crow wants to. Well, there you go, Jared. Crow's up for it. The Bezemov lecture, not lecture, interview, certainly does describe demoralization, and we've certainly been through it. Why wouldn't it? We do love a tangent. Well, you know, there's little else I can do. Daffy reckons breeding should be compulsory. You want to be careful, Daffy, because that's what's going on in China, isn't it? Compulsory breeding. There's not enough women in China because of the I've got to be a little bit careful because I'm kind of on the manor. Because a whole generation of Chinese female children were killed, murdered and thrown away. There's not enough women to go around in China, and they're trying to kill two birds with one stone with the Muslim population, aren't they? There's a bit of compulsory breeding going on there. Marzipan says blah blah blah. You've been here long enough, Ian. How are you, mate? Anyway. Yeah, that's why I'm not buying any green Irish tweed. I can get a couple of little. I've got a bird who works in the industry, and she always does me some samples, but I can't take the piss out of her. But I'm debating whether to get a couple of green Irish tweed, little 10 mils of her. Oh yeah, we done the scrub stock, we done the scrub pics, we done the scrub drawings, the scrub photos. Oh, it's all good, love. Jared wants to be a guest, but not video. What, on a call-in? On a call-in you can come in, audio only, no problem. Lulu's got a friend with 9 children. Well, weirdly, I've got to say, a lot of my friends, a lot of my working class friends, they've had loads of children. You know, one of them's got almost a football team. Della likes this. A few people said it last time, Della. The old, slightly more. It's quite softly spoken, I think I'd take. You watched yesterday? I didn't stream yesterday. Fuck knows what you were watching. Oh, there's an imposter out there. Marzipan says Lizard Jane is not a fave. Fucking Ada. I am going to watch the Fury fight, yes. I need something to take my mind off the football. I put, for all the free trade investors, I put a very interesting video in my Telegram today. Definitely worth watching. Definitely worth watching. I don't know what that's got to do with Fury, but that's Saturday, isn't it? Nice one, Anglo. 7 Spastics is a lot to live up to. I really liked Whatever Happened to Hunting and Lizard Jane. Hoyt. Yeah, me too. There, I really, I think you'll be honest enough here. Like Ian just said, Lizard Jane's not a fave. I think it's a polite way of saying he didn't like it. No, 7 Spastics. I'm desperate to get it finished, but what I don't want to do is rush because I'm writing it chronologically. Although I might move the 7 Spastics around a bit for balance, but I don't want to just rush the last couple of Spastic stories to get it out because that'll weaken it. But I'll definitely put an hour or so in on it tonight. Nice one, Anglo. I appreciate the donation. I'm on that, Packer. Don't think I've missed it, son. Oh, what have I done here? Hang on. People who donate using Entropy do get their screen time. Andrew's got Brute, Old Spice, and High Karate on his bathroom shelf of nostalgia. My old man had Old Spice. He didn't have High Karate, though I had Brute as a teenager. Splash it all over. That was the advert, wasn't it? What was it? The boxer. Henry Cooper, wasn't it? Splash it all over. No, it stinks. It smells like washing up liquid. Thank you, Anglo. And now we're going over to Picard's donation on Entropy, which he says, when cultures are killed, the natives then get blackpilled. Rwanda gets filled. A Farku. When cultures are killed, I'll give you that, the natives then get blackpilled. Rwanda gets... Well done, Picard. Anyone else wish to entropy a Harku or Farku? Farku. I'm quite impressed actually. Then it's not easy, is it? When you think about haiku, you think, I'll be able to sort that out. But I was like, no joke, 3 hours trying to get this one line story into a haiku, and I just couldn't. And I thought, oh, come on, man, just give me one more syllable in the second line. Charlie reckons it'd be wicked to get Jared on. Marzipan has issues with the chronology in Lizard Jane. Vart! That was a quiet Vart, wasn't it? I wonder whether that was a double Vart in disguise. Someone else had trouble. I'm just going to turn it down while I shut some windows because that's an horrible noise. Hang on. Not some windows, but I mean on the old Paint Shop Pro because they're building up a bit. There you go. Now I've turned it up and I don't know how loud it is, so the next Vart might blow my... I told you to only Vart the bleeding doors off. What was I gibbering about? There we go. Someone else had a bit of trouble with it and said, if your mum was 70 and you were so-and-so, blah, and I said, yeah, you're right, that's wrong. So I changed it. What, you just didn't like? I don't understand. The chronology. You didn't like the order it was written. That's fair enough. You know, there's all sorts of different things that will make you dislike a piece of work, I suppose. Let's see what Billy's got to say now while he gets me in trouble. Your fear of criticising CCP-controlled China tells... Yep. There you go. I'll let you all read that. You got a bit of that? Yeah, you're exactly right. Yes, you've nailed it, Billy. And yeah, you're right. They really have, yeah. So there's that. Nice one, Billy. Thank you for that donation, though. It's a little bit of a problem, you know, land they're buying. They turned Sihanoukville, which was paradise, into a Chinese gambling shithole. It was paradise down there. White sand beaches, palm trees, turquoise sea that you could walk out for miles because it was only about that deep, and tropical fish everywhere. And now it's just a mess and just noise and litter and no work for the locals. The visitors built the casinos, the visitors use the casinos, the visitors use the cafes, the visitors run the cafes, the visitors work in the cafes. It's quite a shock. I think one of the issues is, you know, they didn't come out. This hasn't come out of the blue. This is on the back of decades of white guilt. You know, decades of you're bad to kids from very young age who are now parents. So think about that. So they're getting it from their schools. They're getting it from their parents. You're bad. Your people are bad. Blah blah blah. Everything that certain groups do bad is your fault. You know, we read an article out on here. We had it on here twice about 4 Indian men who racially and pissed on some African American girls, and were racist in their speech. And the article said that the ethnicity of the perpetrators is irrelevant. The fact that they were, now let me get this right, I think it was something like they were expressing whiteness. Someone in the chat will remember, probably Lumi. but it was something like that. They literally said the ethnicity of the perpetrators is irrelevant. The ethnicity of the victims wasn't, of course, but they were expressing whiteness. I mean, in that kind of ideological arena, that's why people don't say anything, because they're terrified. They're terrified of the potential repercussions professionally, socially, and any other angle from which society can smash you over the head for daring to be born with white skin. So going back, so for people who don't know, Creed make a men's scent called Green Irish Tweed, but you're looking at about 350 quid for a decent sized bottle. Now that, I like buying quality, but I've got my magic one that Willow managed to suss out, and I'll stick with that. And that Santal by Le Lobo is also works magic. And the missus loves both of them, so easy doors. And the old Mandom. I've been mixing my Mandom with my special scent, which is rare for me to mix. But because I can get the samples for free, I thought I might go for it. So he says it does last, but it's an older reformulation. Lemon verbena, peppermint, violet leaf, Florentine iris, sandalwood and ambergris, which is whale puke. And cost, so it's the ambergris that puts the price in it, is it? Interesting. No patchouli in there. That's interesting. I'd imagine there's a bit of. Is there any I7 in there? If you know what I mean. I got an email off Will the other night. Actually, I've got a reply to him. Me and Peter don't get on. We've spoken on the phone a couple of times, and he hasn't really got a clue what's going on. Peter's losing it. Will, I'm not going to be able to. I could probably pay him, but I've got to do it. It's in my language. It's my words. It's got to be me. But I'd probably sell a few more if I could. I can't imagine getting Will to read 110,000 books and record it. I'd just say, how about no? He's off to New York. He's been commissioned to write a new book. It's all right for some, innit? Fucking commissioned. And of course, it's a classic. It's like there's a movie called The End of the Tour. It's based on a true story of when a Rolling Stones journalist hung out with David Foster Wallace when he was touring Infinite Jest, which has been called the greatest book of the 21st century already, which is weird with 80 years to go, but and it's weird because the Rolling Stones journalist really wants to be David Foster Wallace. He wants to be a successful writer, and David Foster Wallace really wants to be a normal bloke. And I got an email off of Will a few weeks back, and he was talking about writing and all that stuff, and he was just a bit sort of. I don't want to paraphrase him because he does carefully word his emails, as I'm sure you can imagine. But I just thought, you know what it's like in life when you achieve something, it doesn't mean anything to you. The journey is where the meaning happens. When I got the recording contract and the publishing contract and the management deal for the band, that's why I didn't follow through with it. It was exciting writing the songs, recording them, sending them off, and Alex James from Blur agreed to produce the first EP. Madness sax player Chaz Smash, his record company was the recording deal. Waste UK, who do all the stuff for Radiohead, They were managing us. They set up a management company just to manage my band. So you'd think you'd be all like, wow, here we go. But when it got to that point, I was a bit like, rock star? Don't know about that. It's nice to have the songs. I like New Shoes and all that. But, you know, when my book was reviewed in ID, got a really good review. It was on the flyer. And a couple of scrubs bought it then. They bought it. You know, it's like my first novel sold 9,000 copies. This is not pre-internet, but the internet was just, you know, not many people had it. But I don't know, man. I don't know. It's weird with achievements, isn't it? You kind of, you know, I'm already thinking about the next novel. I want to get on with the Crack Diaries. And I've got another novel that I want to write as well. Would I ever move back to England? I love it out here so much. If I had to, if I somehow managed to earn a load of money, like serious money, and I could buy a nice house in the country with a nice garden and a nice community, I would certainly, and I'd had a family by then, I'd certainly consider it for like 6 months of the year or something. But not in its current state. No way. England would have to go a lot further to the right. I wouldn't even consider it under this, you know, these conservatives. Are you joking? You know, if there was an actual conservative government, I'd, you know, think about it maybe. But, you know, I'm an old fella and it's nice and warm out here and everything's cheap and my girlfriend lives there and all her family's there. I haven't got a big family in England. She's got a big family here. So moving to England, we both lose out. You know, this is my home now. This is very interesting. We've had a couple of emails between us, as most of you all know. Oh, that reminds me, I've got to do some private streams, haven't I? I've really got to do them. Sorry, people. I will do them. I really will do them. That's really bad, making promises and people becoming members and not getting them done. I will do them. When I finish this stream, I'll have a look at my diary and I'll work out when I'll do them. But Matt's a stay high. He's a cannabis stay high and was proud of it. But he's been talking to me recently about maybe knocking it on the head. And I said to him, give it a month. If you can't stop for a month, think about why. And if you can stop for a month, then you can decide whether it's worth it. Would seem to make sense. Oh, I said hello to you, Andrew. Can we send China our feminists? They've done so much damage. Feminism, you know, I don't buy all this bullshit. Well, first wave feminism, they were terrorists. They used to bomb places. Fuck them. There's never been a positive feminist movement. You know, you don't need to be a feminist to have equal rights. It's nonsense. Not sure whether we had more than one Rittenhouse stream. Man, my feet are filthy. That's why I have to carry around this fake leg. Because if I don't have my fake leg, I have dirty feet. That was for Lulu. Yeah, I think so. I think it'll be cool. I assume you're talking about the same thing as I am. Daffyd says the late night DJ vibe thing going on with the whispering stream. Yeah, it's all right, isn't it? Sub Ronnie was an incredible stream. What a find that was. As soon as I found it, I thought, sometimes the Lord Internet just giveth. It was so good. And not doing it until we were live was something. But getting Rittenhouse live was an absolute bonus. Hello, Sir Grego. There you go. It was a good calling, wasn't it, Grego? Matt says the DTES, I don't know what that is, Matt. I doubt many people do. In Vancouver is a sea of lizard chains. I think, isn't that where Dr. Gabor Mate or Gabor Mate, I don't know how you pronounce it. I think he worked in downtown Vancouver amongst the front line of the lizard chains. Yeah. There's far too many of them about. Hello, Western Paradigm. Nice to have you here. Yeah, when's that, Grego? When's your wedding? That's got to be like this week or something. Surely that's soon. Oi, Lumi, what's going on in the French press regarding the second round of the election? What are the polls saying? Hello, Steve. Nice to see you. Not a lot. It's a chill stream. You can donate via Super Chat. That's the $sign at the bottom of the chat. You can donate via Entropy. That link's up there. If you donate via Entropy, you don't give YouTube any money. Thanks to my Subscribestar donators, which is now down to 4. Bless them, though. One of them's been there for 5 years. And that's how you can support the stream with a bit of filthy lucre. Billy says, no, I'm just chatting complete bollocks. You're all right, Bill. What is one of the first thing you've read in years, LC350? What is it? I don't know what it was, so I don't know what to suggest. Girlfriend in a coma, I know, it's serious. Colonel Custard had a few Old Spice varieties. I didn't know there were. I just thought it was your one and only white. Why do I keep calling it White Spice? I always remember it had that funny little plastic flower lid. It was like a weird little lid. Seemed like badly proportioned for the bottle. But the bottle's kind of porcelain or something, isn't it? They certainly used to be. There was a time when I was growing up when you in about 78, you would not go into a toilet where I grew up without there being a bottle of Old Spice there, dirty and bit sort of dusty as well, where it had been there for 9 years. You've only got to open the bottle and it jumps on you. Marzipan says Jane gets knocked out of the phone box to the dealer's area in the same time it takes Mum to drive you there. And I do point out, though, that if I was driving, it'd take you about 5 minutes. But at my mum's speed, we'd be there all night. That line is in there, because I obviously did think about that. But, Jane could have jumped on a train. Train from Abbeywood to Brockley would take you about 6 minutes. So she could have easily got there in that time. Or she might have got a lift, and you get a lift with a junkie, you'll be there in 5 minutes. But Brenda going along at 25 miles an hour. So, yeah, I do check these things, but the way you say then makes me feel like I've missed some other comments. Let me see what else you've picked apart. What? Let me see what Ian. Fucking, why was one so loud and one so quiet? I don't know what it could be. Hang on a minute, let me see what Marzipan's got to say. Only because I'm interested, you know, I wanna. Oh no, that was the only one you said. I think I know the geography of Southeast London a bit better than you, Ian. I appreciate any criticism. Hello, Hayden. Hello, Jim. Mr. Natras thought he found some ambergris on the beach, but it was dog shit. Resisting the lies. I showed a video the other day on this channel, really interesting, where a man drew a distinction between science, which you know can be a variety of metrics, and academia, and he talked about the problem with peer reviews. Now, when you've got an academia like the West has, which is dominated by the left. Now, I spent 7 or 8 years in academia, 1, 2, 3, 4 different institutions, including a bachelor's degree and a master's degree. Everyone was left wing and communist, essentially. Now, when academia has been totally infiltrated by communism, which it has. Let's say it hasn't. Let's say it's 80-20, or that 20% of slightly centre or centre right, they ain't getting a look in. So all the peer-reviewed stuff is, I mean, the giveaways in the words peer reviewed. So all their mates are like, yeah, this essay's right, yeah. And the way the peer review evaluation system works is every time you're quoted, you know you get another notch, and you can say, well, this has been quoted in 5,000 other essays, and so the peer review thing in academia actually prevents new ideas, because if someone else comes after them and says, well, I've been looking at this stuff that come before me, and I've done some different tests, and I looked at some different metrics, and I looked at some different data, or I read the data in a different way, all the things that you do with science, and actually you're wrong. Well, the peers in the previous tests or whatever, they're like, what? They're like, no, we're not. If you pull the rug out of that one, it's going to be like fucking dominoes coming down. So they just don't peer review it. And so that's why there's a difference between academia and science, academia and thought. And, you know, as soon as you get that, you know, 80-90% leftist control of academia, that they'll just keep running with that now, which is why you might as well just forget it. You know, that's not thought. It's not science. And ironically, for communists, it's certainly not dialectic thinking. It's pathetic. So when you get people like you do, like on the Mark and Laura thing with those two twits the other night, well, this peer-reviewed essay, yeah, that me. All you're telling me is that a gang of academics have patted each other on the back and said, we agree with this. And the problem is, it's not because of the study, it's because of the ideology it supports. So the debate doesn't happen. And this is where our young people go to learn. Imagine going there to learn. You come out more stupid than you went in. And with a huge debt. Shocking. Yeah, that's the word he used, Lumi, commissioned, yeah. Yep, they paid him up front to get some work done. Amazing, huh? Everyone likes the smell of creosote. Beef Base is trying to shill his vomit. Can we actually? Oh no, it was mad numbers. I was 24. I wrote the book in like 2 weeks and 8 grams of speed. It's crap. It's kind of funny for a young man's book. I didn't see a penny of it, Loomy. It was in Waterstones. It was in Borders. Every day I went to Soho, I used to put all my books front on, and I'd occasionally wander in with a girl if I was on a date with her. Oh, I just want to buy a book. Come over here. No, look there. Oh, is that yours? Oh, what? Oh, yeah, yeah. It's an old one. No, look at it though. It's got some good reviews on the back, and a few people sued that company because they ripped everyone off. I didn't really give a fuck though. It was nice to get some good reviews. I had people coming up to me in bars and things when they heard what my name was. I walked into a bar in Camberwell with a copy of my own book to give to the barmaid, and someone come up to me and went, "I've just read that. Brilliant, isn't it?" And I went, "Oh, I've just wrote it." And that, as a 24-year-old, if you knock out a book in 2 weeks, it inspires you to keep going. As I told you the other night, the first bit of writing I ever sent off, and it was done on an electric typewriter, and I sent it in a letter to High Times, the weed magazine in America. Forgot about it, thought, no, they're not going to want it. Little article, about 300 words. And I got, about a month later, I got a contract through the post and a check for $50 for the rights, the American rights, for them to print it as many times as they wanted. I was like, yeah, crack on. And I was like, I'm a writer. So there you go. Don't come home, mate. It's a shithole. Otto says, no chance of that. England's done. Nah, you'll be surprised. Don't forget, Caucasian people are a minority and we ran the world. And it was our generosity and our kindness and our compassion that's got it to where it is now. And you don't make that mistake twice. That we got a lot going for us. And when I look on the internet at people who are getting involved in generating wealth, people who are getting into investing, get your slice of the pie, is our people. We're not trying to do it on the sly. We're not trying to break any laws. We're not trying to rip anyone off. We're doing all right. It's just going to take a bit of time. We're nice people. We are nice people. And we're good people. We're strong people. We've proven that. Come on, mouse, work, you damn thing. Respawn drops a lady Godiva into entropy. Says, hello, mate, just a lady greeting. Oh, thank you, Respawn. I don't know why that tickled me so. Cheers, Respawn, Machano, Caprasha Cuckoo. And if I go down here, I think my butcher friend, if I'm right. Oh, you read that. That was what you were talking about. Nice one. Nice one, LC350. Appreciate Kuka. Give us a like, please, people, if you haven't. That nice one, Rags. Rags is here on 2 accounts. Are you modding somewhere else? Is there another stream? Yeah, but can you plan that, Hayden? I'm not saying you can't. I'm asking you. Muted. Can you plan a generational marketing? I think they had a little bit more luck than anything there. I mean, a lot a lot of companies are doing that now, aren't they? They're using their sort of their postmodern, ironic second wind. Hello to you, Mr. Grim FPV. Good evening. Thank you for the 50 knock. IJB is on the phone. He's on the phone. IJB's on the phone. He's on the phone. Doesn't sound so good in the late night whisperer. Well, we're getting up to 2 o'clock. I think I've got about another half hour in me. So that was it, Ian. That was it. You didn't think Lizard Jane could get an CR before we got there. Fucking hard audience you are. IGB, yes. I actually have got advice for you. You try and do it now, or can you wait? See, I can help you do this for about a tenner. Let me know if it's something you've got lined up this week, or you're needing to do it now, because I can help you. Not even joking. Della says, I remember one of my early boyfriends met me at the bus station in his baby blue, silky Sergio Tacchini tracksuit, smelling of Kuros. Now, Kuros is everyone smelled of Kuros in the 80s. Everyone at my school got hold of their older brothers or their dad's Kuros. Here's the problem with Kuros, and it's you get it with a lot of sense. Glug, 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 splash it on. Smells like 1984. Smells like Sergio Tacchini, really. 30 minutes later, because it's so strong, you've completely adapted to it as normality. So you think, oh, hang on a minute, that didn't last too long. But to everyone else, it's like a fucking migraine. So you go glug, 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 bit more this time, glug, glug, glug. And, I'd sit in those fucking maths class, English classes in the library, sun coming through the glass, just migraining out. Just, why has everyone got so much girls on? It's another one of those moments when a child becomes a man, when you realise with your cologne that less is most certainly more. Right, where's this man about the door? BAME is an anti-white lie. We're the minority. Yeah, it's a weird one, isn't it? And do you think we'll get all the special protections that we've given them, our liberal allies, when we're a minority? We don't need them, though. We don't need them. We don't get any help. We don't need it. That's why. There you go, look. Natral says, I had Kuros, could knock a rhino out of 50 yards. For anyone who doesn't know, or American or Antipodean brothers and sisters, Kuros was a scent very popular in the 80s. It came in like a kind of lovely white, blue, and silver bottle, and it smelled like, it was actually a nice smell. I can smell it now just thinking about it. Our olfactory memory is actually probably our strongest one. When you smell something, you go, fuck me. I remember I was in a kitchen the other week, and for some reason it smelled like a school kitchen. Maybe they're boiling vegetables or something. You wouldn't think a Cambodian kitchen would smell much like a primary school in Dartford, but there was something about it. And I was just straight back there. Nice one, Anglo Hoyt, for that donation. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. We've proven ourselves, you know, from the Greeks right up to the United States of America. We've proven ourselves. I don't think many other civilizations have, not like we have. That sounds a little bit sensual. I've been peer reviewed. Were you in prison? Hello, Shane. Well, contemplate life with a friend at least, otherwise all roads lead to misery. Not true. Not that was a silly thing to say actually. I mean, as a writer, that's what I'm doing when I'm writing. That might be an option. Bit of paper and a pen. the communists are never going to pick up a hammer or a sickle. Not one calloused hand in the lot. Well, all the commie allies, all the commie allies will be shot long before anything actually happens. They're the first to go. Always happens. Who wants them fucking around? Nah, bye. You know, all these. I mean, the LGBT commies make me laugh. Not the gays. I quite like the gays. I do like the gays, but not the LGBT lobby. They'll be offed. Unwanted. Trans lobby. Bye. You know, you see them with their commie flags. The irony. The irony. I wonder if that flag will work as a parachute. That's all I'm going to say. Pag says dominoes all the way back to the tobacco mosaic virus. I don't know what it means, but it's a beautiful line, Pags. IJB's been reviewed by Scrubs. Hello, Andy Mac. Nice to see you, son. Little bit of door hanging tips. Did you answer me, IGB? Because I can help you. Oh, that little crew, wasn't it? Bogossian and a couple of mates ripped them to pieces, and it cost them their careers as well. What? It cost them their careers. What a shocker! What an absolute shocker! But yeah, people, if you don't know about that, look up that name. They submitted essays. I think they submitted about 10 on. I mean, Hayden probably knows more about it. They submitted a load. A few got published. Actually, got published in academic journals, respected academic journals, and they were things like the homosexuality of dogs in just deliberate nonsense. You know, one of them was a rewriting of a chapter of Mein Kampf where they just changed the odd words so that it didn't give the game away. And they actually got them published. One of them was they asked them to change a couple of bits, but they. I mean, when I was at Leeds Uni, there was a magazine called Parallax. That was the Leeds University Cultural Studies. Cultural Studies is proto-social justice. That's what my master's degree's in. That's why I have quite a good grasp of the opposition's lack of thought. But some of the essays that were in that are just like nonsense. Absolute nonsense. Now, I just heard a couple of varts, but nothing. That might have been a late one. Where's IJB? I want to know about this damn door. No, he hasn't been here for a long time, has he? Let me ping him an email. It's a bit of a concern, actually. Well, I'll do it right now because I'll forget otherwise. Tech Roach hasn't got back to me. Moslab says he's busy. And he is busy, without a doubt. But let me give the bullet a little email. I know it's not much fun for you, but you're doing all right chatting amongst yourselves. Oh, got a couple of new Substack sign-ups. Always nice. There he is. He started a channel, didn't he? Yeah. A message to Little Bullet has gone out. Good call. But I tell you what, and I know I say it, good call, Anglo. I know I say it every time, but Tech Roach, fuck me, what they've done to him. His entire life's work and his family. We'll have that. Fuck you. Well, it makes sense to believe it, Otto, because if you don't believe it, it demoralizes you further. If you do believe it, it doesn't demoralize you further, and so it's a win-win or a lose-lose. It's just a bit of positive thinking. Nice one, Rags. That's very kind of your son. Pags reckons he's on Jodie K. What's going on there, Pags? Little bit of gossip. Nice one, Rags. Hoit to that. Yeah, but what the whole sort of 30-year plan? Really? I mean, maybe, but I might have to have a look into that. Hayden, have you got anything to prove that? I'm not sure about that. I don't know about that. Hang on, but we might be clashing because we're not talking about the same. Vart, the quiet one. There's quiets and louds. Are you suggesting that they, from the first launch, they had it in mind to come back as like a pastiche? That they planned a postmodern ironic revival, or are you saying the second campaign they deliberately called on the original marketing? Because I'd agree with you that for sure, for sure, but I think I'm assuming too much. So Shane is debating whether he's going to walk into work or walk out. All right, well, you still need a bit of paper and a pen, and you need to draw 2 columns, positives, negatives. What's the good things about leaving? What's the bad things? Can you afford to pay your rent? Or can you feed yourself? Have you got somewhere to live? Blah, blah. How long can you live on what you've got saved, etc.? Some realities. Sometimes it's time to go. Sometimes it is time to go. But you've got to be realistic about how you're gonna support yourself, how you're gonna live. I mean, maybe make the decision. I'll turn that up a bit. Maybe make the decision. If you're debating leaving a job, you've usually had enough. So maybe say, okay, so I am leaving, but I'm gonna sort out something else, so I can take a couple of months off, maybe do some traveling around America or whatever, or just have some time to yourself, play some songs, write some tunes, but have something ready to go back to, so that you're not up shit creek without a job in what's going to become a very hostile in terms of employment environment. I don't know. Matt says, like Rags, I too am looking for a moonlighting tech job. Might as well make a few quid instead of getting high. Yeah, it makes sense. And then all that, I mean, how much are you getting through? Like 3 grams a day or something? 3 or 4 grams a day? All that money you could be investing. You could be sorting out your retirement. You know, all the stay highs I know, you know, they're doing an 1/8 a day of premium skunk. They're not buying it on the ounce because they don't want to think they smoke that much. And you know, what's that these days? 200, 300 quid a week? Fucking hell, man. Fucking hell, that's £1,200 a month. Put that in your ISA. £1,200 a month. Put that in your ISA. 10 years, time to retire. And also free traders, when you look, if I put a video up on my Telegram, watch it, because it's gonna be a difficult few years, but that doesn't matter. That has always happened. The market's always volatile. They go up and down. You're gonna be fine. It's a long-term thing. Don't go spazzing out and going, oh, it's all going down. I'm going to sell it before I lose it all. Because selling it will be losing it. See you later, Martin. Good luck. Liverpool win that, I hope. Although Gooners are still already talking about mathematical likelihoods. And that's what I was going to tell him, Pags. That's exactly what I was going to say. You want to get some inflatable wedges, and I can get you some for mates rates. Inflatable wedges is a doddle. Yeah, it was a 1980s English thing. It does have a little bit of the urethra about it. I'll give you that. Bought some New Balance shoes made in Vietnam. They were crap. Yeah, they will be. I mean, if you're buying snide stuff out here, usually buy enough for your holiday. Like when I used to go to Thailand, I'd pack nothing. Passport, cards, syringes for the plane. And then when I got out here, I'd buy a pair of Adidas shorts, a couple of t-shirts, an Adidas hat, a pair of flip-flops. And by the end of the holiday, they'd all be falling apart. And then I'd throw them away, and that was my disposable holiday wear sorted. Matt says that cologne came from the drugstore before men came sexy. Yeah, pharmacists in England still sell cologne. Lulu loves that cool water. Good Lord. It stands for Black and Minority Ethnic, which actually, on a global scale, means black and white people. But they don't do that, because Caucasians are the minority ethnic. Fucking hell, I remember doing that, Morris. Not with Kuros, but I remember taking a little top up. I've got a top up of that Santal from Le Labo. It's I'll show you it. It's very nice, actually. Oh, it actually smells wonderful. So it comes in this. This is from Le Labo, and it's a bit dirty, a bit grubby. So that's Le Labo. And if you look at the dirtier end, oh no, it's on top. Where is it? It's a bit hard to see in this no light. It's got my initials on it. Girlfriend got it for me once. Can you see at the bottom there? CD? See? CD at the bottom. But what a lovely little container. Le Labo art class, though. And then what you do is, I'm trying to do it so you can see it. You slide it to one side, and that's the solid perfume. So you just put a bit on your finger. What? I'm going to go to bed in a minute, and my missus is going to go, where have you been? I'm going to say, just putting on some scent for the stream. Oh, it's wonderful, though. That Santal is gorgeous. Thing about the Santal 33, everyone in Soho was wearing it. They were even spraying it in the sort of in the foyers of like restaurants and members bars. You couldn't get away from it, so it was like, what a shame it's been thrashed. That's why I don't give out the name of my special one. Willow sussed it. But out here, of course, no one's heard of Santal 33, so I'm like nailing it. They're like, what is that? But in Cambodia, so I don't know what they're saying. But I certainly did I used to top up one of the little sample bottles with HUD from Avon. My mum was an Avon lady, so I used to top up the HUD, and I'd be at school, get the little HUD out. HUD. Let me see if I can find a picture of HUD. Fucking HUD. HUD. Avon. I think they've still done it. Do you reckon they're doing an Old Spice on that one? HUD is. Oh, look at the bottle. It's disgusting. That's exactly it. There you go. There's another one from Avon called Clint. Clint by Avon. Just Clint. Let me show this bottle of HUD. One in the chat if you had HUD in the 80s. Probably more late 70s, actually. Look at this bottle. It's gross. No thought whatsoever. Look at the difference between the lid and the bottle. HUD. Look at the HUD on that. HUD. Oh, Christopher. That smells lovely. What are you wearing? HUD. What's her name? Said every boyfriend I had, I swear, wore Drakkar. The other very popular one in the late 80s, and I've got to say I still quite like it, is Fahrenheit. Fahrenheit's not that far off my secret one, actually. I've got to say it's got a lot of the same tones. Yeah, Paco Rabanne, but Paco Rabanne was a bit more expensive than your Kuros and your HUD. HUD is bottom of the barrel. That's Avon. That in the 80s that cost you about £2, but Paco Rabanne you actually have to pay for. Hello, Hooper. Nice to see you, mate. And a big hello to all you truckers. It's good, isn't it? The old whisperer. Nice one, IGB. You've got that door up, have you? Is that a door and an OK sign? Sweet. Pizzle's on the firm, is he? Pizzle, did you have HUD? Nice to see you, mate. Dior Poison done Johnny, not Powell's eyes in. I remember my mother wearing opium. My dad bought my mum a bottle of opium. There you go. A rape culture in dogs, peer-reviewed and published. That was that little crew of three who sacrificed their careers in academia. Oh, look at that. The wee boy next door just knocked my door. He's just turned 5, wanted me to go and play catch with him. Oh, God. That's sweet. Wait till he smells your HUD. That's right, 42. Going back to these people who wrote all this nonsense, they planned on 10 but got busted when the press wrote articles about the rape culture in dog parks. I think they got 7 published. I didn't think it was that many, but 7's absolutely going for it. Good work. but none of them will work again in the fields that they're experts in. It's terrible. Westo got his job. A massive W in the chat for Westo. Do you remember, people? We were streaming the other day and Westo said, I've got to go, I've got a job interview. He got it. Massive W in the chat. Made up for you, Westo. Make it work for you, son. Keep a bit aside. Get it in your index. Excellent. Excellent news. There you go. Andy's named them. Bogosian, Puck, Rose, and Lindsay. Hello, Lindsay, if you're watching. Different Lindsay. Yeah, that's them. People, if you're interested, look them three up. They're the people that exposed American academia by right. Honestly, you would. One of them was a rewriting of a chapter of Mein Kampf, rape culture in dogs. I didn't. I'm quoting Hayden. I can't remember if it's exactly that, but I trust Hayden. And another one, just absurd, like absurd. I think, didn't one of them do something like a quantum analysis of Deleuze and Guattari's Thousand Plateaus or something, and it was just almost like an AI essay, just wrote itself, sort of thing. Oh, that Santal 33 is great stuff. Have you got it, Willow? Have you got some Santal from Milabo? Steve, bless him. Did you tell him to fuck off? I've had that album for about 2 months, LC. It's good stuff. It still hasn't grown on me as much as And Nothing Hurt, though. But it's a nice album. I got someone on the inside. Hello to all the truckers. But it's good stuff. The little issue I've got with it is I know the bird who makes their videos, and as Lindsay pointed out, the reworking of the bridge song, which they've called Always Forgetting With You, or Always Together With You, the video is like a pop video version of Philip Glass's Koyaanisqatsi, with the natural world all beautiful, slowly becoming industrialized, and then just becoming a shithole. And it's like, well, stop releasing albums in plastic blister strips and re-releases and God knows, I can do without that. I can do without it. Fuck off. It's kind of, I really like that Always Forgetting, Always Together With You, but the videos just fuck off. How dare you patronize me? It's an industry. You're a rock band. But the album before and Nothing Hurt is probably my favorite of all of them. Yeah, that's awful. But Otto, don't take this the wrong way. Totally unsurprising. That's totally unsurprising because there's someone there telling them that, they're children. I mean, I'm no expert, but the few friends I've got who've been through this sort of thing, when they became adults, that all changed because they became adults. So it's not a decision or a choice they've made for sure. Even though they think it, I'm sorry to hear it though. That can't go down well. And I wouldn't be surprised if the fucking social services have had their part to play in that as well. But I don't know your relationship with them. Hello, Doc. How are you, son? What a pleasure. Where are we? I think we've got about 10 minutes left, and then I'll play you a couple of. I'm going to play you some household songs I haven't played you before. So, just because when I play one household song, there's always going to be a couple, if not three. But I'll play you a couple that I haven't played you before. Did we get those W's in the chat for Westo? I'm well behind the chat. I'm zooming through it at the moment. But the geezer just got a job, and he was in here just before the interview the other day. Hello, Tristan, on the phone. It's an expensive game, growing weed under lights. You know, you've got to be looking at least 5 or 6 harvests to make it worth doing. My seeds have gone in, got the climate, and I got the climate. Got the climate and got the legality, which is handy. Oh, what one, Tristan? What one are you on? Yeah, I heard that, Willow. Cool water. Davidoff's cool water is a green Irish treat. You can get all those snides on eBay, can't you? They're called things like green Irish lead. I'm sure it's Lalabo. If you wear Lalamo, is that like a snide? Slick sent in. Good stuff. Oh, come on. Look, I'll tell you one thing I can say about my life, right? I have bedded some of the most beautiful women in the world. And you present yourself as best you can to get that kind of action. Well, what's wrong with wearing a bit of scent? Great. Women love it. Look at Lulu. She already said it. Look. She wished she could smell it. Come on, Jesus Christ. Yeah. You know, denim. It's in Seven Spastics actually. It's called denim because there was a French place. I think it's Denims. Lulu might be that. Lumi, sorry. Lumi might. I think it's called Denims, and they were trying to rip off Italian corduroy, and they couldn't, and they made what we now know as denim, and it got the name denim from Denims. Denim. It's in Seven Spastics. I think it's in Seven Spastics. Might be my novel. It's been in something I was writing recently. I haven't smelled Clint. No. that Santal's gorgeous. My daughter's boyfriend got himself some aftershave in a little box. Looks like wax. Smells lovely. I've never seen it. Yeah, that's what that is, isn't it? Looks like wax. I tried making my own once, cheapskate. I bought a load of can't remember what I bought. Kind of like white beeswax, I think it was. And I cooked it all up and put the scent in, and it was crap. Yeah, look, that's it. It's just like wax. That smells fucking great, though. I'll keep it in the fridge. Fridge smells lovely. Brew is disgusting. There's no doubt about it. It's smelly, horrible stuff. Hello, Streaky Bacon. Mandate, another classic. You actually, yeah, but you're a real cologne fan, aren't you? You've got like what 250 different ones. I remember Rapport, denim there, yeah. Do you remember the advert, the hand with the red nails, and it went in his shirt and he stopped her. Jazz was disgusting, black and white bottle. Yardley Gold, Yardley. Do you remember this then? Should we watch it? You all know what's coming. Here we go, we'll watch it. Hang on. This will bring back some memories. If I can find it. If this, I've only found it and hang on. I don't want to spoil the surprise. Trying to make sure it's the original. It is. Is that the original? I'm not sure. Yeah, from 1987, right? Old tight, people, old tight. Right, I'm going to have to mute myself. And so this is going to bring back some memories. Remember the tagline. See if you can get the tagline in the comments first. I'm sure some of you could probably guess it before I even play it. Here we go.
When a man you've never met before suddenly gives you flowers, that's impulse. The all-over body spray with the reassurance of an effective deodorant. Impulse. Men just can't help acting on it.
When a man you've never met before gives you flowers, that's impulse.
Will I play a bit and then...
It isn't. Incredible. Right, let's have a look at Mark Dice's latest video. So we watched the bloke who started this trend of going to these open mics at the local town halls and the PTAs. Then we saw that other bloke with the pink communist Ushanka on and the rainbow hammer and sickle. Well, Mark Dice is on it, and this is fantastic. Check it.
Jimmy Seville, public comment this evening.
Jimmy Seville. We'll just do that again. Listen, I haven't got my headphones in, so I'm not going to interrupt it. I'm just going to mute myself, otherwise you'll get an echo. Here we go. But check out Jimmy. I think if I remember rightly, he corrects her and says, yeah, Jimmy Savile. Anyway, check it.
Jimmy Seville, public comment this evening. Hi, Jimmy.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Jimmy Savile. And I want to talk about a very serious issue in our community, and that's toddler transphobia. Last year, my wife and I adopted a 2-year-old boy from Uganda, from Africa, and we preferred a girl, but only we could get a boy, and we were still very happy about that. We just wanted a black child from Africa. And one day, my wife was painting her nails, and then Timmy wanted to paint his nails, and he was very interested in what she was doing. And it dawned on us, she had been watching a lot of TikTok videos and reading on BuzzFeed, learning about gender identity, and we had realized that gender was just a social construct and had nothing to do with biology whatsoever. And Timmy was assigned male at birth by the doctor, just by guessing from external anatomy. And that's when it dawned on us. We decided to transition Timmy into Tammy. That's when the problems started. Some of the parents at the daycare center were uncomfortable with our decision. They said, well, didn't you adopt a boy? And I said, well, didn't you know that gender is just a social construct? And we ran into some other problems when we wanted to get her some surgery. And we were denied by several clinics here in San Diego, but thankfully we found a clinic in Tijuana who was willing to perform the bottom surgery and amputate Tammy's external parts. But some of our neighbors still now won't let their kids come over to the house. They said that having a drag queen perform for Tammy's 3rd birthday was inappropriate. And some of the fathers were upset that we had the boys dress up in princess dresses and put makeup on. And I said, well, haven't you seen Drag Queen Story Hour? This is what all of the cool parents are doing. Desmond is amazing, is an 11-year-old boy who performs drag. He's been featured on the Good Morning America show and was welcomed by an astounding applause. Michael Strahan was virtually salivating over him. So we're opening a transgender daycare clinic for other parents here. It's right up the street on San Marcos Boulevard. For other parents who want to change the gender of their children, it's called Hey Kids. It's named after Harry Hay. It's Hay Kids. He was the father of the LGBT rights movement and disciple of Aleister Crowley, and probably best known for being the most famous member of NAMBLA. And 10 years ago, this would have seemed completely unheard of. We probably would have been arrested and thrown into prison. But thankfully, the Democrats have been paving the path for some time. This is all fully legal now, and the Health and Human Services Secretary just affirmed that child transgender surgery is part of the Obamacare plan. Jen Psaki has agreed the same thing. So we would expect this kind of transphobia in Florida under Ron DeSantis's leadership. But in California, in such a progressive state, it's quite disappointing. And what we're really thankful for is some of these drag queen cartoons for the kids. When we transitioned Tammy, at first she said, "No, I'm a boy." And we said, "Well, but all 3-year-olds from Uganda magically transition into a girl." And we found these cartoons called Drag Tots. And it's about a bunch of child drag queens, and another one called She Zhao, which is about a little boy who finds a magic ring and it turns him into a drag queen when he says, "You go, girl." So we were very thankful for that kinds of material. So we're going to be opening up the Hey Kids transgender clinic for the children. We're going to be showing those kinds of cartoons just to help other parents who want to transition the gender for their children as well. And we are seeing some backlash, but thankfully on Facebook they have a policy against hate speech, and so they systematically remove most of the comments that are critical of the trans toddler agenda. And most of the mainstream conservatives, the brand name Republicans, they'll go along with this. I mean, have you noticed how they've all given up on resisting a gay marriage and gay adoption? They don't want to be called homophobes. So they're on board. We want to just thank the Blaze TV and PragerU. They recently endorsed gay surrogacy. And so gay surrogacy, gay adoption, it's all on board with the mainstream Republicans. So they'll capitulate at some point. They'll start using everyone's pronouns. So we're just really looking forward to the new Disney transgender characters that are coming out so we can show those at the clinic and help indoctrinate the children for the New World Order. Thank you.
And again, two takeaways from that. Well, apart from the fact that Mark Dice is a legend and fair play to him for everything he does and how he's managed to, tread a very fine line for years on YouTube. But as I said the other day when we looked at that other bloke doing it, they can't say anything about it. They can't ban these people. They can't ban Mark Dice because all he done there really was take a little bit of what countless other people have said in that very room and just put them all together. And so they can't tell him to go away. They just can't risk it because there's also the slight chance that it's not a parody. He might, because these are things that are happening in the world. This is everything he said, and they obviously didn't see the proof, but we saw the proof because he had the cutaways. And the other thing, the other thing, of course, you're welcome, Anglo. It had to be seen, didn't it? The other thing was that he said, and he said it several times throughout it, was about supporting parents who want to transition their kids. That was the consistent theme, and that obviously was intentional because this isn't about children's needs, wants, or desires. This is about parents, and it was all about and help other parents who want to change the just because a doctor guessed at birth based on outside appearance. Good luck. I mean, when we talked earlier about nature winning, I mean, the battle doesn't get any clearer than this. This is socially engineered to change not just change the gender of the child, that's not the relevant part here. The relevant part is that you can do that. The effect of it is irrelevant. It's the fact that your child is then trans. Your child isn't a bloke, it isn't a woman, it's trans. And that's what this is all about, that you can do that. And when a society reaches that level, what? You know, it's on its way out. That and nature will swallow this up. Nature will swallow it up. Now, unfortunately, we're going to have to wait 15, 20, 30 years to watch nature swallow this up when there's hundreds of thousands of disturbed, traumatized, mentally ill 30-year-olds who have been pumped full of drugs and had extreme surgery. I mean, I've mentioned it a few times, but if you haven't seen Mr. Metacor's video, How Sausages Are Made, when you realise that a male to female trans has to shave the interior of their lady parts because it's essentially a wound that's trying to heal, and it's made out of skin that grows hair. So, you know, they have to keep it open by putting things in it because it's trying to heal, because the skin tries to heal. We've had Infamous T on this channel, someone who was having a real problem with their identity, their sexual identity as a teenager. The LGBT lobby jumped on him, convinced him he was born in the wrong body, and he had the surgery. And when I had him on here and I said, what, how do you feel about this now? He said, well, I'm just an old man without a cock. And that fucking hurt me. Yeah, that's what it is. You know, take all the stupid cartoons away, take all the bullshit away. You're just gonna have old men without a cock, and old women with a lump of lumpen flesh swinging between their legs that stinks, apparently. You know, you can't. This isn't about transitioning children. It's about being able to transition children. Parents, badges. You know, it used to be a chihuahua in a handbag. Now it's a drag queen child, boy, girl. Fair play. Thank you, Anglo, and thank you, Mark Dice. Yeah, even on its own, it's trauma, but with your genitals, you know, it's exponential trauma. Right, JC, can I tell them what you're doing? Because I mentioned it at the beginning of the stream, but and Billy, I've got yours there as well. But I suddenly thought, I don't know if I should say that. Let me know. I won't go into details, but just the basics of your weekend, because it tickled me. Let me know. You can let me know in the chat. I don't expect you to drop another napalm. So a couple of donations have come in that need dealing with. I've just got yours as well, Billy, and I know there's another super chat. I'll deal with that in a memento. It really is, Graham. It really is. Yeah, it really is. But it works in our favour. You know, it does work in our favour because the Long March was so powerful, such a strong strategic and tactical move, and it wasn't really even arranged. It was kind of casual, and yet they've let the lunatics push it too far. We could have been in real trouble. You know, we could have been Soviet-style communism if they'd have played their hands right. But they got greedy. And they took on the LGBT lobby, and I stress lobby. They took on the trans lobby. They took on the Second Amendment lobby. they just took on everyone because it's just virtue signaling and self-aggrandizing virtue signaling, manipulative narcissism, and that's going to be their downfall, you know. So as much as it's there are casualties already, there are Infamous T is a casualty of this war, and there'll be thousands more children whose lives will be ruined because of all this, but they've shot themselves in the foot. Exactly that, Willow. Exactly that. Okay, over here. Boom, boom, boom. So the other infamous JC's dropped a bullseye, and thank you, JC, very, very kind. Just about managed to fire over some napalm in my Zen state. I could get used to this. And in the chat, he says, fine for you to give details. Right, I'll tell you in a minute, people. Thank you, JC. Incredibly generous. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. And Billy says, is there a lot of BO in Cambo? Do the women need to shave their legs? Chinese girlfriend told me northern Chinese people smell. What the fuck am I saying? There's quite a lot of body odor here, yeah. I mean, people who are struggling to afford to eat aren't going to be buying antiperspirants and deodorants, but they shower two or three times a day. So, fresh BO isn't that bad at all. It's when it's been left to go stale because that's when bacteria grows in it. And that's what actually smells, the bacteria, not the body odor. Nice one, Billy, and nice one, JC. So I spoke to JC, this fella who just dropped that bullseye, as he calls them, his napalm. I spoke to him last weekend after I'd had a few drinks on the Friday, I think it was, and he sounded rough, man. He sounded. We had him on. Do you remember when he came on and he was all buff and all good, and he's a successful bloke and he's got a good business, and he was out in Ghent, and he sounded rough. Only like a voice message on Telegram. He was like, oh, and I was like, yeah, I know how you feel. He was like, I feel terrible, man. I feel terrible. So this week, Easter weekend, he's overdone it on the cocktails again. And this is why it was so good having Plastic African on the other day, because he was so pumped about this job he's doing, and he was so pumped about, his entrepreneurship and getting on it and it happening and being busy. We saw a different side of Plastic African the other day. And JC this weekend, after he drunk too many cocktails and ate too much chocolate and what have you, he booked himself into one of those spas in like a big old country house. Massages, jacuzzis, steam rooms, spa rooms. He said to me, I'm just walking around in my bathrobe and slippers. He went, I could get used to this. It's just brilliant. A life well lived. Just lovely. Just a lovely story. I like it. I like people doing well. He's a youngster as well. I think JC, what are you, 35, something like that, 37. If I've just given you 5 years, I do apologise. I'm 26, you can't. But he's doing well. He's living his life, making it happen, getting his Amex Platinum, having a few problems with it. Nice one, JC. I'm on it's my 50th birthday next month on the 6th, and I'm taking my missus and her mum. Ka-ching. I'm taking them up to a hotel near Angkor Wat because her mum's never been to Angkor Wat, and Angkor is the Buddhist, it's their Mecca. It's the center spiritual piece of the Buddhist religion out here, and her mum has never been. So I'm going to take my missus and her mum and get a nice hotel and take the mother up to see Angkor. And I found a hotel. Listen to this: 5-star hotel. Each room's got a jacuzzi in it that doubles up as a bar for two people. It's got a head pad each end, so you can, you know, double up in there. Huge bed, balcony, swimming pool, spa room, all this. But here's the kicker. Because of Koof and all that, there's not a lot of people in Cambodia at the moment. And that 5-star hotel, free breakfast, right? Free breakfast, 15 minutes from Angkor Wat. I think we worked out for me and my missus to get a double room, you know, a room with a double bed. And for the mum to get her room, it's going to cost me, in English money, 70 quid a night. 70 quid a night. So we're going to go for 3 nights. So the day we arrive, we'll sleep there, sleep the next night, and come home the next night. So for 210 quid, I want to show you the hotel because it's nuts. This is why you should come to Cambodia. $5. I'm telling you, I don't do tourist stuff, but Angkor is it's incredible. Me and the missus went there. Let me show you this hotel. It'll blow your mind. If I can find it, hang on. I won't take too long. But it's peanuts. Now it's not always that cheap. It's because, you know, they're not filling their rooms because of the Koof. Let me see if I can find it. But that's nice for your 50th birthday, isn't it? Like, there's some 5-star hotels in Siem Reap, £27 a night. Maybe I've clicked on a different page. Don't tell me it's all been booked out now. Oh, here it is. Hang on. I'm going to try and get it so you can see the photos. Because when you see the rooms, it's ridiculous. That ain't the full view you just promised me. Trying to get me. Didn't you hate that when you go to like aeroplane sites and you just want to find out how much it's going to cost, and they're like, what days do you want when you're booking it? You're like, hang on, I just want to have a look at it. Yeah, look, I'll show you this. This is that 70. Do I show you the photos? This is ridiculous. Surely there's a better way. Well, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll grab a couple of pictures. I'll grab some pictures and show you it that way. I mean, think of that, £210. Now, yes, we're going to spend money on drinks, but drinks out here are next to nothing anyway. You get a cocktail for $2. There's also $1.50. And at my advanced years, I'm having 2 of them. There's that double. I know you can't see these. I'm just racking them up for you. There's the old swimming pool. But for 210 quid, if I went out in London on my birthday, you'll be spending that on drinks alone. That's a nice photo from the balcony. One second. But I know I do sometimes act like the Cambodia tourist rep. But, you know, if you're looking for a nice holiday, you could do a lot worse, really. Breakfast by the swimming pool. Looks good to me. Right, hang on, one more photo. What shall I show you? just a little bit of the 50th birthday. Lovely that there's still 110 people here. The old whispering stream. It's nearly 3 in the morning though. I promised myself I wouldn't do this. I've got to do some writing as well. Good gosh, what have I done? Alright, that's enough photos. Here you go, people. Have a look at this. So this is just a photo of the, I suppose, a walkway up to the front of the hotel. And also with holidays in Cambodia, you've got the weather. There's no worry. Don't worry about that. Even if it rains, it will rain for an hour, and then everything's dry again in about 30 minutes. But it won't rain. It just won't. All right. So that's a little. I have to turn it down a bit because that's an horrible noise when I close those. Bit of breakfast by the old swimming pool there. Have some of that. View from the balcony. Look at that. Ain't nothing wrong with that, is there? The old swimming pool there. You see that sky? That's what Cambodia's like nearly all the time. It's incredible, right? It's almost as blue as the water, isn't it? Same. I mean, obviously flights are expensive at the moment, but once you're here, there's the double bath there. Lovely. I'll be in that. Lovely, lovely. And another view from the balcony. Bit of fruit for breakfast. and this place has got like a steam room and a sauna. Here's the room. This is the room that me and the missus are looking at getting. That's all right, isn't it? I mean, you know, I can't afford that sort of stuff in Europe. You're looking at thousands and thousands of pounds. Now, I think that it looks nice, doesn't it, Rags? It does look nice. Yes, Rags, how is the ribbon toe? How are you going to get her mum in that bath? Hotel California. Well, look, people, I've hit 2.5 hours nearly. I'll play a couple of tunes that I haven't played you before. Let's see how these go down. I might have done. No, I'm not. I'll just go for the old classics. Why spoil a good thing? I want to thank everyone who donated. I want to thank Rags and Steve Gray for looking after the place. And I want to thank all of you lot for checking in, getting involved with what I had to say. I know it was a whispering chill stream. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're not subscribed to my Substack, that's the second link in the description. I am going to play new shoes, Andy. It's totally free. There's 15 stories in the archive. If you put your email in, every new one I write will be emailed to you. And 7 Spastics is coming out in the next few days, I promise. I would have probably finished it tonight if I hadn't have just rambled for 2.5 hours. Look after yourselves, people. I'll see you tomorrow. I did do all the entropy chats except for your last one where you said trans kids are like vegan cats. Cheers, Billy. I'll tell you what, actually, I don't like that. I had a mate who had an Alsatian and he used to feed it vegan food. He used to feed it rice. And I just thought, you can't give a dog rice, that poor fucking dog. Every time he got people to look after it, they'd go and buy him a half a pound of mince and the thing would fucking kill it, you know, kill the already dead. Okay, this is New Shoes. It is from the 90s and it is me singing, yes. Look after yourselves, people. Bless you all. Lots of love. Ta-ta.
I'm stupid, I'm lazy, but in the discotheque I still look crazy. Love me.
Hello, John.
I only tell lies 'cause the truth escapes. Summertime, we can get new
Hello,
shoes.
Spy.
I'll have brown and you can get the blues.
Hello, Empress.
I'm knackered, I'm fading, but in the right light I still look vaguely human.
Same as that, John. Twice when they ripped my staff's body open. Yeah, rice and chicken, that's what you have to get.
Summertime, we can get new shoes. I'll have brown and you can get the blues. You can get the
Okay. Yeah, funny that. Chrissy. Thank you, love.
It's only slight, I need you. Love me, and I feel the same again tonight. Summertime, we can get new shoes. I'll have brown and you can get the blues. You can get the blues. You can get the blues. You can get the blues.
It's on SoundCloud, Jim. I'll put the link. You can listen to all of them. I'll put the link in the Scrubs chat now. There you go. That's where you can hear all that wrong music. Okay, all right, then, so. All right, you bastard. I will do.
You came in my dream, kissed me, loved me. Tears of a baby roll down your cheek. Your eyes are wide, so look around. You've love to give, so get it out. Get it out anytime.
Of course it is.
Love sits beside me, I feel complete. You came in my dream, kissed me, loved me. Your eyes are wide, so look around. you'd love to give. So get it out, get it out
Skag.
anytime.
Bless you, you wonderful people. I will talk to you at some point tomorrow. You know what? I want to work. I want to work on SUBSTACK, but I've got to do this thing where I'm not looking at the screen so much. I can't be doing. But here's the thing, right? So I could stay up till 6 o'clock this morning, writing easy. I don't get writer's block. I've got the opposite problem. I write too much. But I'm trying to not look at the screen so much. Now that makes you think that I'm not going to get so much work done. But when I get an headache, I lose a day and a half, sometimes 2. So I think in the long run, I've got to be a little bit clever about this. I'm not 18 anymore, and I look at it, and I've got the sexual prowess of an 18. Yeah, I think I just go.